focus on the stories, right? We focus on what's going on in here. So I want you to find a new story. As we go through this, take a screenshot, write it down. I don't know if you got some paper, like highlight it in 47 different colors. I want you to find a story that's going to really connect with you. These are these thoughts that I've been talking about, because everybody's story is a little different. It's the reason why everybody needs a coach, because like your situation is going to be different than somebody else's situation, but also what fuels you is going to be different than what fuels me. For me, it's purpose. Purpose is like, it flows through everything that I do. If you talk to me about my family, like I'm gonna show up more than ever. If you're like, hey, you know what, Mark, for me personally, when I was 100 pounds overweight, if people were like, Mark, but you're going to be able to have more energy, you're going to be able to, have more time if you went out there and exercise. I'm like, But if somebody's like, the impact that this would make on your family if you were actually modeling this behavior for them, I'm like, I'm all in. I don't want my family to have to go through this. I don't want my kids to have to struggle through this. So I'm willing to step into that. So that for me is my passion, is like thinking about what my purpose is here on this planet. It's the reason why I'm doing this webinar, right? Because my purpose is to empower as many leaders as possible so they can go out there and create that self-confidence that they need to create and make the impact that you guys are making out there. And whatever level you're at, just taking it up another level, that's what my goal is, all right? So find the story that I'm about to tell you right now, a couple different ones that really resonates with you, and use this one to get you to take action, all right? The first one is failure earns success. It's the truth, guys. The more that you're willing to fail, the more that you're willing to go out there and embarrass yourself and do things and to take on responsibilities that maybe you don't feel ready for, is the more that actually develops you into the person who can do that. Like, you're never going to be able to think about it just in your brain and figure it out. You have to go out there and do it, right? So this thought of like failure earns success. If this is one for you, highlight it, use it before you're actually going to be taking on that new activity, all right? The better I fail, the more confident I am. So the better I fail, the more confident I am. That's on the same kind of frame. Worry only pretends to be necessary. So when you're worrying about something, that actually creates a different feeling in your body, and you won't get after it like how you truly could actually go out there and take the actions, right? You won't show up with the same level of energy. You won't be able to help as many people if you have this feel in the back of your head. There's like, I'm worried about something, all right? So it only pretends to be necessary. It's not necessary. This is one for me. People need me right now. They need me to show up on my A game. When I feel fear, what really helps me is realizing that I could feel this and I can go out there and I can help so many people just from the fact that I'm feeling the fear, and I'm going to do it anyway. Because guess what? I can talk about it. Guess what? I can bring it up on a webinar like this and go, you know what? I feel it all the time, and I do it anyway. You can do that too. And it's just a power that gets me to really show up even when I'm not feeling fully confident. Next one is, so what? This is no big deal. So you're about to get, to step into this leadership role. You're about to step into your self-confidence, right? And you start to feel this feeling. You go, so what? This is no big deal. This is just a feeling in my body. I can get beyond this. Like, the people out there, they need me. They need me to show up, all right? The worst thing that could happen is a feeling. That's the worst thing that could happen. How about this one? What others think of me is 100% about them. I missed the A on that. So what others think about me is 100% about them. So many times I have thought about like, oh, what is this person going to think? What is this person going to do if they see this? Especially, guys, I'm a police officer. I get on social media. I do all that kind of stuff. I don't love social media, Facebook and Instagram and all that kind of stuff. But when I put that out there, I'm like, what are people going to even think about what it is that I'm doing here? And the truth is like, they're too busy thinking about themselves to actually have opinions and thoughts about like, oh my God, what's Mark doing right now, right? And when we start to make it be about them, it actually is about them, because remember, they have their own stories. They have their own issues with self-confidence. They have their own things that they're kind of like going through. So it really isn't about us. It is always about them. Next one is, I was made for this. This is for my leaders who voted like 6 to 9 or up to 10. When you realize that this is what I was made to do, like literally I was put on this planet to make an impact, and that's what I'm going to do today. And it doesn't matter how I feel, I'm going to show up and I'm going to be that leader that they need right now more than ever. And when you can step into this and you're using that to fuel you instead of focusing on those other stories that get you off track, it just gets you to step into your power. Fear is no big deal. Remember, it's just a feeling. It is just a feeling. I am more than capable. That is definitely a good one. We said this one before. The worst thing that could happen is a feeling. And then I have my own back. Like I've got my own back. I know that I'm stepping out here. I know I might make mistakes, but this is a part of the process. This is what success looks like. I remember when one of my mentors was talking to me about just creating a business. And he was like, you know what? What if you treated this just like a big science experiment? What if you treated your job like a big science experiment? What if you treated your ability of speaking in front of people as just a big science experiment? Like you did this is the response, and this is what you're going to change. You guys remember when we were like, I was going through high school, I don't know, high school or junior high, where they had like that volcano and you like had to put that stuff inside and to see if it would like splatter out off the outside. Well, what would happen if it didn't? Like we wouldn't be like, oh my God, I'm a failure. I'm just a terrible person, right? We'd be like, oh, let's just put like more dry ice or let's put more of this stuff. And then it would start flowing out and be like, yeah. Like what if that was how we took the approach of life? Of like, hey, this is just one big science experiment. It doesn't mean anything about me. This is a part of that process, right? I'm willing to go out there and I'm willing to do things when I feel the fear and do it anyway. And remember, I can only succeed or I can grow. Both of those things. As a matter of fact, growing for me personally, that's really where I want to lean into because that's where I learn the most. And then my potential is limitless. My potential is limitless.